Ay, I'm straight up off the block, hopped in the phone and pushed the top back. I've been hustling for a long time and I can't stop that. Big like I'm that, best believe it, and them all back. Yeah, I be ballin' all the time, I'm point guard and a quarterback.
Shanig, man. Fuck with ASAP Sports Network, man. Tune in, stay logged in, and stay mouthed in. You dig? Yuck mouth. Yada da. Boy!
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Sports Status Podcast, right here on the All Sports All Plays Network, also on the Sports Status Podcast Facebook page, the Fan Number personal Facebook page, and the Sports and Culture Media back. It's been a while since I've done this show. A lot's been going on with school, all that kind of stuff. But to get right into it, starting off with school. We'll start off with really just have one. Gonna be doing 3 shows later tonight. Sorry, dog is distracting me. 3 shows today. Eventually, gonna be doing 3 shows today. One episode will be focused on the Buffalo Bills NFL training camp, not the training camp, but the NFL schedule breakdown that came out a long time ago. Do another one, but for the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But also, be doing a third one for the Atlanta Falcons. Again, I will explain why in a little bit. The Las Vegas Raiders, the Buffalo Bills start things off. Let me know if you guys cannot see that in the in that screen. It looks kind of small. If there's any way to make it bigger, I'll try to figure that out. Actually, there is. Now that I think about it, there is. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I get this right. Nope, no, not right there. Not right there. Trying to get that mouse off. Anyway, I'll play with it later. Play with it later before I do the Las Vegas Raiders one. Oh, whoops. Nope. Dang it. Anyway, on to the show. The Buffalo Bills start off their schedule. Week 1, they play the Los Angeles Rams. Rams have the home field advantage, and they would be playing against Buffalo Bills, also the first game of the regular season. Now, I'm not going to be mentioning the preseason games just yet, but that's not really what the show's about. This episode's about. The Rams lost Von Miller to the Buffalo Bills. Opening game, both these teams made the playoffs last year. Rams won the Super Bowl. Buffalo Bills lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in that overtime game. The Buffalo Bills really, Von Miller was kind of that only piece they really needed. They have a quarterback. They have weapons around the quarterback. Running back is serviceable. tight. I like the weapons around the protection, and they were top 5 in scoring offense, and they were top 5 in the least number of points scored against for defense. Actually, I think they were ranked number 1, if not 2, just shortly behind the New England Patriots last year. They really just needed one piece, which is why I think this is going to be an exciting game. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't have picked it as a Week 1 matchup. But I got the Bills taking the early W. I'm just gonna say my prediction is win by 3 in overtime. Start off, they play their first home field advantage again, like with the Buffalo Bills, like with the Rams game. This is also going to be on primetime TV. Now, Titans did lose a big key piece to their receiving core, AJ Brown, traded him away to Philadelphia. So I think that this will be like the Rams game. I think this is going to be a good game to watch. I just don't think it's going to be as close. I got Bills taking this. Bills taking the W again. Bills taking the win. So they started off the season actually 2-0 is where I have them. Bills take the Miami Dolphins. I don't have a lot of faith in Miami this year. They have a rough schedule to start things off. So they easily have the Miami Dolphins. So win, that's no question. Win by 17 plus. Now they play the first hard opponent. Do I have faith in Lamar Jackson? He can get you there. Maybe not a playoff W, but he can get you a win in the regular season. He can get you. He's a guy that can get you the playoffs. Do I think he is top 10? Maybe at the bottom. But he's not a guy that I can say that I would probably spend a long time with. I mean, that's a bad way of putting it. I don't think that Lamar Jackson is a guy that I don't think he would be able to take that team to a Super Bowl. I do really love their defense, though. Bills started off hot. Win against the Rams. Win against the Titans. Win against the Dolphins. It's easier up to this point. I think the Bills take their first loss. I'd say lost by a touchdown. Now, Week 5 is interesting. They go out, play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers against Buffalo Bills. That was a Week 1 matchup. I say that's interesting because Buffalo lost that game. They had a rough start to that season. But I do think they're going to get their revenge back, and I have the Bills taking another W. Week 6, play the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill out to the Miami Dolphins, but ended up getting Marquez Valdes-Scantling and the and Juju Smith-Schuster. It's kind of going to be a funny team to be around. Chiefs have one of the biggest things they have is a defense. I mean, sorry. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. Not one of the things they have. Let me rephrase that statement. I had a total brain fart. One of the big things they have is they have a rough division to be in. I looked it up. They have a total of 6 quarterbacks that will easily be tough to face. 6 quarterbacks, and that 3 of them are in the AFC West, which means that Chiefs are gonna have to face them against them twice this year. But again, I'll talk a little bit more about that when break down the Chiefs schedule. So Chiefs, I'm kind of on the fence about. You look at last year, they started off with a slow start. They barely, by a field goal, beat the New York Giants 20-17. That's how bad they were starting off. And I kind of have a feeling that they might do something similar this week, except that they're in a stronger division. In fact, stronger conference. I only bring the Chiefs schedule up in the Buffalo Bills schedule breakdown. It's because they play in week 6. It's not too early. I would consider it more mid-season than early season. But it's enough that I kind of have to give this one a W. But if it was a regular season match, I would probably give the Chiefs the win. Week 7, they have a bye. So what I'll do is check the comments real quick to see if there's any. I don't see any through StreamYard, but I'll pull it up through Facebook and see if there's any there. And no, I don't see any either. So I'll go ahead and continue this one off. So now that brings us to week 8. Week 8, they play the Green Bay Packers October 30th, and this is a Sunday night football game. 5:20 p.m. Bills play the Green Bay Packers like the Baltimore Ravens. This is a game where Packers seem to be doing really well in the regular season, but when it comes to playoffs, Packers are a little bit better about it, but they seem to choke in the NFC Conference Championship game. Or if it's a game against the San Francisco 49ers. So as for this week, they lose Davante Adams. They lose Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who both go to AFC West teams. Their number one wide receiver is probably third string at best. They draft really well. I love the defense that they have. I can see this being an overtime matchup, but I'm actually going to I think that this team might go to 6-1. I'm actually just going to say Week 9. The Bills play their division rival, second division rival of the season. November 6th, and this is a 10 o'clock game. To be honest, this kind of deserves a 10 o'clock game, except for one thing. Jets seem to have Jets seem to keep it competitive against the Buffalo Bills, at least one game a year. The other game, Bills seem to win pretty easily, ever since Josh Allen really took it over. So, I don't think the Jets are going to win. But I think that this is going to be the game where it's going to be a whole lot closer than the other one. Only because the Jets have the home field advantage. I'm actually going to say the Bills win this one. Then they play Bills play the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings that had some coaching problems. That's something that I don't think anybody can disagree with this last year. Vikings bring in a head coach, which was the former offensive coordinator from the Los Angeles Rams. Another reason why I'm a little bit more concerned about the Los Angeles Rams this year. They're going to be a playoff team, but I don't think they're going to make this. I could see them making a Super Bowl push, but I doubt it. See that as a possibility, but I think that I don't see them winning it. Bills play the Vikings. Vikings have Kevin O'Connell as the head coach. If they had won all of their games, where they are in the lead before the 2-minute when the 2-minute warning hit, they would have been 14-2 last year. If they were if they won all of the games where they had the lead period, the Minnesota Vikings would be 15-1. Now they have a different coach that I think will probably be better at game management, securing the lead. I think the Vikings are going to pull off an upset here and get a W. Go off, play the Browns. I think the Bills are going to win that one. Browns just have they're like the Arizona Cardinals of the AFC. Actually, let me rephrase this statement. The Arizona Cardinals are like the Buffalo Bills of the NFC, except that Arizona Cardinals are like the Cleveland Browns of the NFC, except the Browns are worse. They brought in Deshaun Watson, which is much of an upgrade, but they lose Travis Landry, they lose Baker Mayfield, and all of a sudden, oh, wait, what comes with Watson? The guy that's been dealing with all these legal cases? course, that all of them have been settled. Now we're talking a suspension. How long will that be? 1 game? 2 games? 6 games? Full season? 2 seasons? We don't know at this point. We don't know at this point. And as more news comes out, this might change. I doubt it. Even with Deshaun Watson, I still see the Bills winning this one. But I see that being less and less, with the possibility that Jacoby Brissett might be the starting quarterback maybe this entire season. So, Bills win. Bills win, and I see this team going 8-2 by the time week 12 hits. They play the Detroit Lions. I think I'm just going to go off on a hot take right here. I think the Detroit Lions are a quarterback away from being a top 10 offensive team. Not defensive, not the whole roster. Quarterback away from having a top 10 offensive team in the NFL. Love their tight end. For some reason, Detroit wants to build their a solid offensive line around Jared Goff, but doesn't want to do it around Matthew Stafford. Love the receiving core. Jared Goff is way too inconsistent, though. I like the coaching there, too. This is going to... I don't see Detroit as... I mean, I think they're going to suck, miss the playoffs, but I don't see them being as one of the worst teams in the NFL. More like a 6-win team, maybe a 7-win team. Anyway, I have the Bills winning this one. Nine to 2. So they're 9-2 by the time week 13 ends. Play the first game against the New England Patriots. Remember last year they split against New England. And all Mac Jones had to do in that game where New England won. No, New England swept. But one game in particular, all New England had to do was run the football. Run the football. Run the football. Now, Buffalo to New England, it's not like saying you're a Charger and you have to travel all the way to Kansas City. Or you're a New England Patriot and you have to travel all the way to Miami, where it's completely opposite weather we're talking about here. I think the Bills... So, really the whole coldness, yeah, that's not an excuse. So, but my point is, though, Mac Jones only had to throw 3 passes in a regular season matchup just to beat the Buffalo Bills. I gotta go with the Patriots here on this. So that'll be 9-3. You go out, home field advantage, New York Jets win. Then they play the Miami Dolphins at home. That's a win. Doesn't matter what time it is. They go out, play the Bears, another cold team, no change in climate. Bears are arguably one of the worst teams. I can't name a single guy on that roster other than maybe Rondell Moore, Davis. No, he's not a Bear. Forgetting the guy's name that got traded from the New England Patriots. Anyway, I can't name a guy on the roster for the Chicago Bears outside of Justin Fields. So, anyway, Bills win this one. Doesn't matter if it's a Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, hot dog day, whatever. Bills win this. They go 11-4 for the season. Now this is another exciting game for them. Cincinnati Bengals, first game of the new year. Actually, first game of 2023 for them. Not the last game, but it is the first game. I think that this is going to be a close one. Bills just needed one piece to be added. Bengals added a whole bunch of pieces out to help that offensive line. Now this really goes to neck to neck, which do I like better? Overall, I still got to go with the Bills. Oh, whoops. Then, last game of the season happens on my birthday or it happens the day after. New England Patriots play the Bills. Bills are the home team. I had New England winning that one earlier. They had the home field advantage there. But main reason why I say that is Mac Jones only had to throw 3 passes to win that game. I think the Bills and the Patriots are going to split it, and the Bills ended up winning that. So their final record heading into the 2022 NFL playoffs is 13-4. Let me know which games you agree with, which games you don't agree with in the comments. And well, I'll see what I'll come up with, like any sort of prediction, and do something along the lines with comments that are left down in the show. What games do you think the Bills will lose, but I said that they're going to win? Or what games do you think the Bills will win, but I said that they're going to lose? Let me know that in the let me know that in the comments, and I'll probably come up with something later on the lines throughout the season. Again, this has been another episode of the Sports Status Podcast with your host, Nate the Great. Signing out for now. See you later today.
I'm straight up off the block, hopped in the phone and pushed the top back. I've been hustling for a long time and I can't stop that. Big like I'm that, best believe it, and them all back. Yeah, I be ballin' all the time, I'm point guard and a quarterback.
Shanig, man. Fuck with ASAP Sports Network, man. Tune in, stay logged in, and stay mobbed in. You dig? Yuck mouth. Yada da. Boy!